Hey everyone, I'm excited to get to share with you for a couple minutes just some tips and tricks on your graphics. And I'm also going to share with you some of the apps that both Kim and I use that of course are not mutually exclusive. Like there are so many others out there that you might prefer, and that's totally cool. But we're just going to share with you. We thought it might be helpful to share with you what we use just in case you're just getting started. And like both of us before we started, you have no idea what app to use for your graphics or really where to begin. So number one, I just want to stress the importance of your graphics. I don't want to make you stress out about them, but just I want to instill in you a certain level of care and that you need to be intentional about your graphics. I almost made up that's what I thought. You need to be intentional about your graphics because if you think of Facebook and if you think of Instagram or whatever social media that you might be using, as your storefront for your business, your graphics are important because they're kind of like your advertisement. Right? Like or your models, like the storefront, like what you put in the windows of your business to lure people in. And people are going to pass right by if the windows are dirty or dark or blurry or don't seem like you actually cared, right? So you need to take some time. And it's going to take a couple extra minutes. You might have to take 3 sweaty selfies instead of 1 because now you're posting them on your personal page and you're trying to get people to join you. But I encourage you to take the time. Make sure that you're in a well-lit place. Even right now, filming this video, I'm sitting on the couch, but I'm making sure that I'm facing the window so that the light is on me so that it's the most flattering, right? If I was turned around, you wouldn't really be able to see me as well because the light would be behind me. So make sure that the light is on you. Natural lighting is the best lighting. So if at all possible, take some pictures in natural lighting. What I've also done before, and what Kim and I both talked about before, is if you feel like you're just having a great day, like your hair looks good, even if it's like a post-workout day, but like your hair just looks good, the sun's working for you, or your makeup looks great, or whatever it is, take a couple pictures. Just change your shirt, change your workout outfit, and take a couple pictures so that you have them in your like arsenal, kind of, so that you can use them because there's going to be times when you're not able to take a good picture, right? Whether because if you're a parent, like your kids are freaking out and you just don't have time to like focus on your selfie, or like for me, if I'm stuck at work or, something's just happening, or maybe it's just not a good picture day, like as vague as that sounds, and we have those where we just don't feel like today's just not the day. And so on those days, it's really helpful to just have some pictures that you took on a day where you did feel great and to just have them stored up so that you can use them for a post, whether it's encouraging people to join your next challenge group or just something motivational or inspirational or whatever you need to use that picture for. It's really helpful if you already have them. Another thing that I would note is, try to, again, just like make sure that your pictures are clean. So if you're taking pictures of your food, make sure that it looks appealing, right? Like clean up the plate a little bit, like make sure that the lighting is good. And I know that sounds silly, like why spend so much time on taking pictures of food? But remember that a lot of times people don't want to join our journey because they feel like they're not going to enjoy the food. Like they don't want to have to give up how they eat now. And so if what you're showing them is not appetizing, it's just going to reinforce for them their decision to not join us. Even if we like the way it tastes and we feel like, what's it matter? It's all going down. It's going to look the same when it's digesting in our stomach. Remember that you're giving people kind of like insight into your journey as you're sharing pictures of it. And so you want it to look inviting. You want people to feel like, I want to join whatever she or he is doing. And another thing is I would say, look happy in your pictures. And I know that kind of sounds silly too, but I can tell you that more than even the words that you share in your graphic, more than even like what you're saying in your post, people are going to connect with what your face looks like. People connect with joy. People want joy in their life. This world, like this time in history, is really hard. In their newsfeed, it's filled with divisive content, with content of hate, content of just, like the terrible things that are happening right now, politics, everything. You need to be a bright light. Smile, look happy, look like you enjoy this journey so much so that people want to join it, because people are going to be drawn to that before they're drawn to actually reading what you wrote, right? So now that I shared just a couple tips on, take a couple pictures at a time if you really like the lighting that day or you have the time to do so, on making sure that you're well lit, that the pictures are clean, that you are look like, pay attention to your background too. Like, of course, we want people to know that we're real, right? So, like, if you're a mom, it's real that you're gonna have some toys behind you. Like, you don't need to like make it look like you have this perfect life that you don't have, but at the same time, be mindful of the fact that if you are like taking a selfie in your room, like, make your bed, or make sure that like your underwear is not on the floor. Just stuff that you might not even think of because like your eyes might not catch it. But if you don't, I just encourage you to have the mindset of, like a little bit of your life is great. Like invite people into it, but then don't make it look like you're so disorganized that like why would anyone join you on this journey, right? And then just make sure that your pictures match up with what you're telling people. Like if you say like this journey makes me more organized, more productive, taking care of me allows me to take better care of my family and my household, but then your household just looks like a bomb went off. People are going to feel like that doesn't really connect with what you told me. Right? So just make sure that what you're showing people is consistent with what you're sharing with people. And I mean, I know that just because your room is dirty one day or a disaster one day, it's not reflective of your entire life. But people don't know that, right? Like they only get a sense of what they see, and people are so quick to they're always looking for something to like latch onto, right? To get an impression of, and it doesn't take much for them to write us off for anything. So just make sure that you're consistent with your journey. And then I'm just going to look down at my notes, so I make sure to share with you all the apps that I use. But for collages are great. Rather than uploading a couple pictures at a time, make a collage, because what happens is people can't see all the pictures at a time when you upload multiple ones. So if you want to create a collage of you had a couple cool pictures of something you were doing that day, make a collage. If you want to do you and then an inspirational quote, make a collage. Don't upload two separate pictures. What I like to use is Instagram Layout. It's a free app, so I would encourage you to use it. Another app that I love is Rona Designs and WordSwap. Those are two that I use all the time. Those are two that you use to write on your graphics. They're apps. You can also, a lot of coaches love PicMonkey, which is a app. It's not an app on your phone, but it's actually a website that you can use. And so if you prefer working on your desktop, you can use your desktop and go to PicMonkey. Also, I love Canva, which is another one on your desktop. And they did create an app for it. I haven't really started using it yet. But that's another one that I'll use for graphics, for groups, or, if you want to create a cover photo in there, you can. Presentations, like the presentation I created for all my new coaches that I send you, that presentation I made through Canva. So I totally recommend that as well. And again, those are all free. Some of the apps have certain things that you can pay for if you want upgraded or more fonts or whatever, but they're free to start out with, so I highly recommend them. And I think those are just all the apps that I use. I don't get super fancy. Oh, and then one more I just saw is Pick, Play, Post. So again, it's called Pick, Play, Post, and that's what I use when I'm doing videos, because you film the videos on your phone, and you can upload them into the app and cut them into like 10 seconds or 15 seconds. And you can even do a collage where you have a couple where it plays you doing the move, and then goes to the next graphic of you doing a different move or whatever, or you can just have them all playing at the same time. You can also add music to it. So there's a lot of fun things. So those are the apps that I use. Those are some of my tips for taking pictures. I hope that they were helpful. On your graphics, don't use too much writing. Don't make it look so cluttered that people just like their eyes just kind of blur over and they keep scrolling. If you want to write on your graphics, you can use Rona Designs or WordSwag. But keep it clean. Again, just if people are scrolling through their newsfeeds quickly, you want to have a graphic that's going to make them stop. Right? There's so much white noise out there. So many people are posting about so many things. What's going to make them stop on your graphic? So whatever would make you stop, create the type of graphic that would make you stop, so that other people like you will stop. So those are some of my tips. I hope that they're helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful day. All right, bye, you guys.